There's a question I try to sit with a few times a year, not when things are going wrong, not in the middle of stress, but when things are actually pretty calm. And the question is this: where is my business the most vulnerable right now? And how do I fix it before it breaks? Because here's the truth most of us don't like to admit. Every business has weak points, places where things rely too much on one person, systems only exist in your head, revenue depends on one channel or decision, or bottlenecks around you. But when things are working, we tend to ignore those cracks. We tell ourselves, I'll fix that later. It's fine for now. We'll deal with it if it becomes a problem. The issue is by the time it becomes a problem, you don't have the margin to fix it well. You're tired, you're reacting, you're making rush decisions. So, a few years ago, I started doing something different 2 to 4 times a year. We intentionally pressure test the business. And what I mean by this is simple. If I disappeared for the business for 30 days, what would break? Not hypothetically, specifically, what wouldn't get sent, what decisions would stall, what systems would fail, and what would quietly stop working. And here's something that I've learned: it's much easier to find your weakness when you choose the moment instead of waiting for life to choose it for you. In our case, we actually have a dedicated space in Asana that's just for this. It's not for tasks, it's not for launches, it's simply called systems. And throughout the year, we drop notes into it like, this only works if Mel records it. This process isn't documented. This takes too many back and forth messages. If my executive assistant is out, then this gets delayed. Nothing fancy, just honest observations. Then, during these pressure test windows, we step back and ask, where are we exposed? Not from fear, but from clarity. Let me share a few of the most common vulnerabilities that I see both in my own work and in the founders that I work with. One is founder dependency. If everything runs through you, you don't have a business. You have a very sophisticated job. And I say that with humility and respect because I've been there. The fix isn't removing yourself overnight, it's slowly asking what decisions can be documented, what can be delegated with clear constraints, what repeats often enough to become a system. There's a line of thinking from the book 10x is easier than 2x that really shaped how I think about this. The authors argue that growth doesn't come from doing more things. It comes from eliminating, automating, or delegating everything that isn't your highest value work. And one idea that's really stayed with me is this: most entrepreneurs don't stall because they're incapable. They stall because they're holding on to things they've already outgrown. So instead of asking, how do I do more? The better question becomes, what can only I do? And how do I design everything else so it doesn't depend on me? That's where real leverage actually begins. Second, invisible systems. A lot of founders are incredibly capable. We carry a lot in our head, and that's the problem. And it works until it doesn't. The moment you're tired or sick or traveling, or you've got elderly parents that you have to take to a doctor's appointment, or you just need space, everything slows down. The quiet fix is simple. Write it down, not perfectly, not beautifully, just enough so someone could follow it. Third, single points of failure. This is where one thing, one person, one platform, one revenue stream holds too much weight. For example, one product driving most revenue, or one marketing channel bringing in all the traffic, one person holding key knowledge. The key isn't to necessarily eliminate it entirely, it's to reduce concentration just enough that one disruption doesn't collapse everything. Fourth, no margin for life. This one is more personal, but it matters just as much. If your business only works when you're fully energized, or fully available, or fully focused, then it's fragile because we don't build these things in vacuums. Life will eventually interrupt that. Health, family, kiddos, aging parents, unexpected seasons. The question isn't if, it's when. So when I pressure test the business, I'm not just asking, can this scale? I'm asking, can this hold when life gets real? Because the goal isn't just growth, it's durability. A business that keeps running, keeps serving, keeps supporting your life even when you need to step away. If you take anything from this, let it be this. Don't wait for something to break to find out where you're the most vulnerable. Choose a calm movement, ask the hard questions, and fix it while you still have the energy to do this well. If this kind of thoughtful, steady approach to building resonates, please consider subscribing to this channel, the Quiet Builder channel. This is where I share a lot about reflections about what I've learned now in 11 plus years of building and growing a business, how businesses last, not just grow fast. And if you want deeper reflections like this in your inbox, twice a month, you can check out the Quiet Builder newsletter, which is at quietbuilder.com.